one of my followers wanted me to ask you why your album never came out. You had an album with Johnny J, if I'm not mistaken, that never came out.
So we did an album with Johnny J. Probably was like one of the highlights of my career because at that time Johnny J was real big, and he called me. It was like, I want to do a solo album with you, and I was able to sign a contract with him. But what happened is I converted to Islam, and after I'd done the album, I was waiting for him to put it out. But the more I learned more about my religion, I decided that I didn't want to do music anymore. We did a video, I did a song dedicated to Pac and stuff like that. We shot a video, or we shot like two videos, if I'm not mistaken, one or two. It was a real dope album. Um, but I just started, getting more and closer to my religion. I decided I didn't want to be involved in the music industry anymore. Eventually, he let me out of the contract.
And you said the music on that was fire.
It for me, it was the best music I ever done, because maybe my mindset was more clear. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking. I did a whole album. I was really trying to watch out, words and cuss words and stuff like that. I had a dope song with what is his name? Body. What's the dude that Sean Levy Barrington? I had a hit with Levy Barrington. Because Johnny J was producing. It was the best music I ever did in my career. And people thought I was crazy when I woke up one day. It's like, I don't want to do music anymore. I learned about my religion, the impermissibility of musical instruments and the religion of Islam. And I came to him out of respect. And I was like, you know, and my religion is not allowed for me to do music. Um, because he was an independent at that particular time. And he was going to shop the record. We met with Cash Money. Baby and Slim came to the studio, and we kind of met with them to try to, I think he was going to get a distribution deal with them, and or Interscope. I remember he was talking to Interscope. And what happened, I just decided that I don't want to do it. But he already spent like $250,000 on the album, money from my pocket and money on the album. I couldn't give it back to him. So I was like, respectfully, um, I do have a contract with you, even though I don't want to do it because of my religion, but because I have a contract with you, even my religion say I have to honor that contract. But I need you to hurry up and put this album out so I can move on with my life. But because he was going through like a bidding war with the record labels, it was taking a while. Like a year went past, and I was like, bro, I need to get out of the album, out of this record deal. And eventually, he respectfully, he was like, he sent the letter to my lawyer, was like, I'll let you go and you don't have to pay the money back. Johnny J was a good dude. He was a good dude.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear that. But I would have asked you about Pac and Fatal. What was the situation between the two before Pac died? If I'm not mistaken, I think Fatal crashed his car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could speak on it. Fatal was my brother. We made up at the end. A lot of people don't know that because we had our differences. And before he passed away, we spoke, we made up. And a lot of people don't know, even Fatal, there's interviews with, but I don't have to touch up on that part, but he did crash Pac car. I think Pac had like a Land Rover something, and one of these trucks, and there was a dude named Speedy in the car, if I'm not mistaken, or Speedy brother was in the car. So I think Speedy brother was in the car. Speedy, a reputable brother from LA. Everybody knows Speedy. And I think it was his brother and Fatal in the car together. And Fatal, I think he snuck the car out. This why Pac was mad, because he ain't supposed to been driving. And I think he snuck, took Pac car and then crashed it. So Pac was heated. He sent him to Jersey. But then he came back. He brought him back after. You know what I mean? He brought him back after.
Out of curiosity, do you know what Pac plans was after he left Vegas?
I think Pot from now that I recall, he was going to go from Las Vegas to Atlanta because he had his issue with his family, that one of his family members that stole the guns. Because I remember he told me I can't go because it's a family issue, which I respect. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be good if I'm there, why, trying to put hands on their family with him. And he was like, "No, this is a issue with family. We gonna go," and he was upset. So he was supposed to go maybe either before, and then when he decided to go to Vegas, after Vegas, he was supposed to go to Atlanta to handle that. Yeah, he was really pissed off because his relative kind of stole all his guns and sold them. And Pac had a lot. He was like collecting all. He had a lot of guns. So he was pissed off about that.